What I'm about to reveal will shake South African rugby to its core. Rassie'S has just dropped the biggest bombshell of his career, and trust me, nobody saw this coming. A contract extension that locks him in until 2031, the shocking return of a World Cup-winning coach who fled England, and 3 Springbok stars completely out of the 2025 equation. This is massive, this is unprecedented, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why Rassie'S is the most dangerous man in world rugby right now. Before we dive into this absolute madness, hit that subscribe button right now, smash the notification bell, and drop a comment telling me if you think Rassie is a genius or if he's taking insane risks. Let's get into it. The rugby world exploded last week when SA Rugby announced that Rassie'S has extended his contract until the end of the 2031 Rugby World Cup in the United States. Yes, you heard that right, 2031. That's 6 more years of the Springbok mastermind at the helm, taking him through 2 more World Cup cycles. This isn't just a contract extension, people. This is a declaration of dynasty. This is SA Rugby telling the entire world that they're not just defending their World Cup title, they're building an empire that will dominate international rugby for the next decade. SA Rugby President Mark Alexander made the announcement to the General Meeting of Member Unions, and his words were absolutely loaded with meaning. He said this decision reflects not only Rassie's remarkable track record of success, but also the enduring impact he has made in shaping the identity of South African rugby. Think about what that means. Since taking over as Director of Rugby in 2018, Rassie has transformed the Springboks into an unstoppable force. Back-to-back World Cups in 2019 and 2023. Consecutive Rugby Championship titles. 3 straight seasons finishing as the world's #1 ranked team. This man doesn't just win matches, he rewrites history. But here's what's truly insane about this contract. Rassie was already contracted through the 2027 World Cup in Australia. SA Rugby could have waited, could have seen how the next cycle plays out before committing to more years. Instead, they added 4 more years immediately, locking him in through 2031. That kind of commitment is almost unheard of in international rugby. Most coaches get 2-year deals, maybe 4 if they're lucky. Rassie just got handed 6 years on a silver platter. Why? Because SA Rugby knows what they have. They know that letting Rassie'S walk away would be the biggest mistake in South African rugby history. If you're getting hyped right now, smash that like button and let me know in the comments if you think Rassie will win 3 World Cups in a row. That's what we're talking about here, people. 3 consecutive World Cup victories. It's never been done before. But if anyone can do it, it's this man. Mark Alexander explained that by extending the agreement with Erasmus, SA Rugby is securing continuity in leadership and investing in the long-term stability of technical systems, player pathways, and competitive ambitions. This isn't just about keeping a coach. This is about maintaining the entire infrastructure that has made South Africa the most feared team on the planet. Rassie has refined a style of play uniquely suited to South African strengths, combining raw physicality, tactical intelligence, and mental resilience. Other teams try to copy it and fail miserably because they don't have the depth, they don't have the culture, and most importantly, they don't have Rassie'S. And here's where it gets really interesting. When Rassie spoke about the extension, he was remarkably humble. He said it was a quick and easy conversation to reach agreement. He's always said he would find it hard to coach any other international team, and he's very happy to continue as long as the South African public wants him. But then he added something crucial. He said although this is a long-term agreement, we're not looking beyond a really tough 2026 schedule right now. That's classic Rassie. He's thinking 10 steps ahead while pretending to focus only on the next game. That's the genius. That's why he's untouchable. Now here's where this story takes an absolutely wild turn. Remember Felix Jones, the Irish tactical genius who helped the Springboks win back-to-back World Cups in 2019 and 2023? The man left South Africa after the 2023 World Cup to join England, reunite with his family in the UK, and help Steve Borthwick build something special with the Red Rose. Well, guess what? He's back. Felix Jones has returned to the Springboks, and the circumstances surrounding his return are absolutely explosive. Jones joined England after the 2023 World Cup with huge expectations. He was the defensive mastermind behind South Africa's success, the coach who turned the Springbok defense into an impenetrable fortress. England thought they were getting the missing piece to their puzzle. But things went horribly wrong. Reports emerged that Jones was unhappy with an unstable working environment. The situation deteriorated so badly that Jones resigned in August 2024, but England held him to a notice period that didn't expire until December. And get this, England claimed he was providing remote analysis during the autumn internationals, but it later came out that he had zero contact with the team. Zero. That's how toxic things got. Make sure you drop a comment if you think England made a massive mistake letting Felix Jones slip away. Because that's exactly what happened. While England was fumbling around trying to save face, Rassie'S swooped in and brought Felix back home. The announcement came in late February 2025, and it sent shockwaves through world rugby. Felix Jones is back in the Springbok fold, reunited with Rassie and ready to help South Africa defend their World Cup title in 2027. But here's what makes this return even more significant. Felix isn't just coming back to do the same job he did before. Rassie has given him a completely new role that's absolutely massive. Jones will be in charge of player roadmaps, gathering all the information and intelligence the Springboks need to stay ahead of opponents. He'll run the extras before and after training, work across all different departments within the coaching matrix, assist Mzwandile stick with off-the-ball work, help all the other coaches with general tactics and detail in their respective departments, and play a huge role in the administrative side of things. That's not just a coaching position, that's basically Deputy Director of Rugby. Rassie is giving Felix the keys to the kingdom. SA Rugby CEO Rian Oberholzer went even further, revealing that Felix will also work with the junior Springboks and Springbok women to ensure standardization across all national teams. He'll work closely with the high-performance department headed by Dave Wessels. This means Felix Jones isn't just coaching the senior Springboks, he's helping shape the entire future of South African rugby. From the under-20s all the way up to the senior men's and women's teams, Felix Jones will have his fingerprints on everything. That's the kind of strategic thinking that separates great organizations from average ones. Rassie explained why bringing Felix back was so important. He said they didn't want to lose Felix in the first place, but his family was based in Ireland and he needed to be closer to them. Now that Felix has experienced coaching in the UK and studied opposition teams in the Six Nations and other international tournaments, his value has increased exponentially. He brings fresh insights, new perspectives, and tactical knowledge that will help the Springboks adapt and improve as they prepare for the toughest international season ahead. This isn't just a reunion, it's an upgrade. But wait, it gets more intense. While Rassie was announcing Felix Jones's return and his own contract extension, he dropped another bombshell that nobody was expecting. 3 Springbok forwards will not play for South Africa in 2025. 3 crucial members of the pack, completely out of the equation for the entire year. And the reasons behind their absence will shock you to your core. First, we have Steven Kitshoff, the legendary loosehead prop who has been forced into early retirement due to a career-ending neck injury. Kitshoff, affectionately known as Kitsy, sustained a serious neck injury during a Currie Cup match in 2024. He underwent corrective surgery hoping to prolong his career, but specialist neurosurgeons advised him that continuing to play would pose an extremely high risk of another potentially life-threatening injury. At just 33 years old, with 83 test caps and 2 World Cup winners' medals to his name, Kitshoff had to make the heartbreaking decision to retire from the game he loves. This is devastating not just for Kitsy personally, but for the entire Springbok squad. He was the rock of the scrum, a leader in the pack, and one of the most respected players in world rugby. Rassie'S paid tribute to Kitshoff in a deeply emotional statement. He said they are extremely sad that Steven's career had to end this way, but they extend their gratitude for his hard work and sacrifices over the years. Kitsy is a true team man who earned enormous respect from teammates and coaches with his high work ethic, drive to be the best on the field, and his down-to-earth nature. Rassie called him a warrior and fine ambassador of what the Springboks stand for. That's the kind of player you simply cannot replace. The Springboks have lost not just a world-class prop, but a leader, a mentor, and a symbol of everything the bomb squad represents. If Kitshoff's retirement is devastating, hit that like button right now and drop a comment sharing your favorite memory of this Springbok legend. The second player ruled out is Trevor Nyakane, the 35-year-old veteran prop who has been a stalwart of the Springbok front row for years. Nyakane suffered a serious Achilles injury during a United Rugby Championship match between the Sharks and Bulls in Pretoria. The injury is so severe that he's been ruled out for the entire 2025 season, and given his age and the nature of Achilles injuries, there's a very real possibility that we've seen Trevor Nyakane in a Springbok jersey for the last time. Nyakane has been one of those incredibly valuable players who can play both loosehead and tighthead prop at the highest level. That versatility made him absolutely crucial for Rassie'S rotation strategy. Losing him leaves a massive hole in the depth chart. The third player out is Ilrai Lu, the young breakout star who had an incredible 2024 season. Lu impressed everyone during the victory over Portugal and cemented his place in the Matchday 23 throughout the Rugby Championship and the end-of-year tour. He was being groomed as the future of the Springbok back row. But disaster struck when he sustained a nasty leg injury that not only threatened his career but has ruled him out for all of 2025. The good news is that Lu will recover and play again. The bad news is that an entire year of development at the highest level has been taken away from him at a crucial stage of his career. So let's recap. The Springboks are without Steven Kitshoff forever, Trevor Nyakane for all of 2025 and possibly forever, and Ilrai Lu for the entire season. That's 3 forwards from the pack, 3 players with a combined wealth of experience and talent, completely gone from the equation. Most teams would panic. Most coaches would scramble. But not Rassie'S. Because this is where his master plan truly reveals itself. This is where everything comes together, and when you see the full picture, you'll realize that Rassie'S isn't just a great coach, he's a visionary playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Losing 3 forwards would cripple most teams. But Rassie has been preparing for this exact scenario for years. And the proof is in the numbers. In 2024 alone, Rassie used 50 different players for the Springboks. 50. That's not a typo. While other teams rely on their best 15 or maybe their best 23, Rassie built a squad so deep that losing 3 key forwards barely makes a dent. Think about what that means strategically. When Kitshoff retired, Rassie already had Ox Ench, Gerhard Steenkamp, and multiple other looseheads ready to step up. When Nyakane went down, players like Wilco Lu, Thomas du Toit, and Neethling Fouché were already in the system, already familiar with the game plan, already battle-tested. When Lu got injured, the back row depth includes Evan Roos, Quagga Smith, Jasper Wiese, and several others who can slot in seamlessly. This is the genius of Rassie'S rotation system that so many people criticized but now makes perfect sense. Rassie explained his philosophy at the media conference in Cape Town. He said they already know they'll be without Kitshoff, Lu, and Nyakane this year, which will provide opportunities for other players to step forward. He wants to give players more opportunities in certain positions. But here's the key, Rassie isn't forcing veteran players into retirement. He's letting natural transitions happen while building depth. He said if the coaching team believes a player won't be able to make the next World Cup, they don't plan their career around that. Instead, they keep using experienced players while simultaneously developing young talent. It's the perfect balance. Make sure you're subscribed because this channel brings you the real insights that mainstream media won't tell you. And drop a comment letting me know if you think Rassie'S depth strategy is genius or if it's too risky. Now let's talk about the broader implications. With Felix Jones back in the fold, coordinating player development across all levels, and with Rassie locked in until 2031, South Africa has created the most stable and forward-thinking rugby program in the world. They're not just planning for the next World Cup, they're planning for the next decade. The 2027 World Cup in Australia is obviously the immediate target, but Rassie is already thinking about 2031 in the United States. He's building a conveyor belt of talent that will keep the Springboks at the top of world rugby for years to come. The front row crisis that everyone is talking about? It's not a crisis, it's an opportunity. Players like Thomas du Toit, who has been sensational for Bath in the English Premiership, will finally get extended opportunities. Wilco Lu, one of the most destructive scrummagers in world rugby, will step up. Neethling Fouché, who at 32 is at the perfect age for a tight head prop, is ready to make his mark. Rassie has publicly stated they're not going to change their game, they want to retain that forward power, and there will be new faces in the front row this year. He's turning adversity into advantage. And here's the truly frightening part for the rest of the world. Rassie has already started tracking England on social media, studying their systems, analyzing their weaknesses. The Springboks will start their 2026 season with a massive clash against England at Ellis Park in Johannesburg. Imagine the narrative. Felix Jones, the coach who left England in controversial circumstances, returning to face his former team with the Springboks. Rassie'S, freshly locked into his long-term deal, proving once again why he's untouchable. New Springbok forwards making their mark and showing the world that the production line never stops. It's going to be absolutely epic. So there you have it. Rassie'S locked in until 2031, Felix Jones back from England and more powerful than ever, 3 Springbok forwards out but a master plan already in place to handle it, and a depth of talent that no other nation can match. This is South African rugby operating at a level that others can only dream of. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more explosive Springbok news, and drop a comment telling me which player you think will step up biggest in 2025. Are you Team Rassie, or do you think he's taking too many risks? Let me know. And remember, the Springboks aren't just defending a World Cup title, they're building a dynasty that will dominate for the next decade.